Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brian Mitchell, day trader for Trade Algo. I host a live session here in the Day Trade with Brian tab, and I do give trades in this chat. Mainly scalps. Scalps are the fastest form of trading there is, faster than day trades where you hold for hours or, longer periods of time than scalps. Sometimes it could be a 2-minute trade and 60% return. Um, Longer than obviously swing trading or investing where you hold for longer periods of time, right? Or position trading. So it being the fastest form of trading, of course, there is faster risk management that has to go along with it. I do post these guidelines so that if you decide to participate in here, which is very lucrative for a lot of the members, that you know what you're doing. Obviously, it does have some instructions and some do's and don'ts. The way we remember information is repetition, so I do recommend read it at least 20 times. And obviously, don't do the things I see a lot of newbies do. Take trades late, jump into trades and not monitor them. Like, let me just take this phone call really quick. Don't do that. Chase a position, rinse and repeat a trade just because it's at support again. We do not do any of these things or averaging down just because of positions down. I see a lot of newbies make this mistake. To participate in here, take trades on time or not at all. Super important. And you have to have speed of entry, especially when it comes to scalping. So it is very, very lucrative, but does require a little bit of work. That being said, this is just for our new members that have never seen my style before. I do normally go over SPY and Qs and then some Bitcoin if for those crypto lovers, which could be applied to crypto stocks like MSTR and such. So today, very light volume until the end of the day. Started curling upwards. You can see here that the volume started going higher, and it was just a pretty simple, basic, just break of. This is the 15-minute chart on SPY, the S&P 500 ETF. Just connected the body of this candle to the body of this candle here. So these two red candles just connected the top body. So usually when I connect candles, I draw from the middle of the candle of the body to the middle of the candle and just draw straight. And then you can see that resistance was held. I always do body to body. Never do I do wick to wick. So you can see that the wicks fall in line. See how rejection, rejection, rejection. So as soon as we got a candle close, it was just a basic just hold and make sure it's still in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Pretty standard. So why didn't you jump into it, Brian? Well, I'm really picky with my entries. If I don't get in on the precise and perfect entry, I just don't jump in at all. So by the time I noticed we broke resistance, we were already here, which was unfortunate. I missed this by, again, like 15 minutes for this candle from here to here, and I was like, So why wouldn't I jump in here? Because then there's the possibility of a breakout and then retest and then the higher highs and higher lows. So you have to be able to stomach here, averaging in here, and then holding, which is not something most newbies can do because they're worried about a position as soon as it goes red. But to the savvy trader, that could have been a possibility on the table if you saw the chart here and you missed your perfect entry as soon as you got a candle close above it. So woulda, coulda, shoulda. Unfortunately, it's okay. We win some, we lose some. And the same thing pretty much happened with Qs, guys. So 15-minute resistance, body to body, body to body. And then as soon as you get that first candle close above it, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Now, if we retest this tomorrow, meaning say we gap down, come back here, and then retest it, this will be a really good spot somewhere around the 514.80-ish level. It depends where in the day we might get a retest. We might not. We might get a gap up and then continue, right? So that was Qs and SPY. Really simple stuff. Tomorrow being Christmas Eve, and happy holidays to all who are watching. The market will close at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we only have 3 hours of trading. It's pretty much like we're trading late Tuesday afternoon. I don't think after golden hour being the first hour of trading, we're really not going to find much. I would even venture to say golden 30 the first 30 minutes of the day and then just take the day off. I wouldn't hold it against you. BTC, Bitcoin, is the last thing I will look at. And this is a little bit more interesting. I'm going to kind of go through different time frames so that you guys can see a few things. On the 15-minute chart, you can kind of see a head and shoulders pattern kind of forming. And that wouldn't surprise me at all, since I said in yesterday's recap video that I'm still waiting for 92,000 for a mega long. So I didn't get it today. We got pretty close. We got to 92,500, and we didn't get my perfect entry. Of course, I did long this. Where was my Bitcoin trade? Here we go. I don't normally like 4-hour supports, but 92,708 or 92,710 was a support that did end up holding. So in the 15-minute time, it's a potential that we're bearish. We're going to have to see if that right shoulder forms, if the neckline, we close below the neckline, and then we do something like that. So that's a lower time frame for the next few hours. On the 4-hour time frame, we do have a sloping trend line that has not been broken yet. So like SPY, like a QQQ, the NASDAQ, middle of the candle to the middle of the candle, and you can see that all the other wicks kind of are in line. We need a 4-hour candle close above so that we can do what SPY did, higher highs and higher lows, and then be prepared to average in if need be. So take a position wherever, unless we get a huge candle close, you don't want to chase it, because again, it can break down and retest. You want, when you break these sloping trend lines, to be just a hair above the sloping trend line, so that even if it comes down for a retest, you're okay. You'll be in good shape. A minus, say this was an options contract, a minus 10, 20% is not going to kill you. It's not going to make you sweat bullets, right? Now with Bitcoin, I use high leverage, like 20, 30, 50x. So for leverage trading, for those that do leverage trade, which that's a whole nother story. So Bitcoin, another way to possibly look at it is a bearish triangle. Bearish triangles look like this. They have a floor, and then they just keep on forming lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, until the floor breaks out. Then you usually get a breakdown, retest, and then the length of the triangle is the target. And I did say yesterday that would actually fall in line with my really bottom target. And what I mean by that is, let me see how accurate this is. So length of the triangle to the bottom, yeah, somewhere in the 86 and a half is where I have another 4-hour support that hasn't been tested yet. That would, and it can wick past that, right? So you have to pick how you jump into this very methodically, right? Nothing yet. I suspect that market movers are going to try to catch us off guard. They did that during July 4th. While everybody's enjoying their hot dogs and hamburgers, they dumped the hell out of the market. So I'm going to be watching closely tomorrow and see what these people are planning to do with my precious Bitcoin. So we do have that 4-hour trend line, the golden savior trend line that has been holding. See how we broke out, retest, retest, retest. This would just be another retest. So I do like my odds here. I do like, again, 92,000, I like 90,000, and I like 86,500. So that would be my 3 averages for my next position. And again, while the stock market is open tomorrow, if we do get that candle close above and it starts flying, MSTR calls might be an option, not financial advice. I never give financial advice. And obviously, if this is a bearish triangle and the sloping trend line isn't broke, then maybe puts, right? But I don't see us. Oh man, I just don't see us. I have a lot of those Indian job offers, the scammers. I don't know why they've been calling me lately. Someone got my number somewhere. But anyway, that's it for Bitcoin and SPY and Qs. This is a little bit of a shorter video. I don't think we have economic data tomorrow. We're just going to have to play it by ear and see if we buy calls at support or puts at resistance, guys. So I'm in a tiny piece of a CCL call that we had in today that didn't work the way I wanted it to or intended it to, but that's the nature of the market. You win some, you lose some, especially around holidays. Don't be surprised if tomorrow is going to be super duper choppy, meaning as we move into a federal holiday where markets are closed, the volume sometimes sucks and the market session becomes a nothing burger, which again, I'll reiterate, 30 minutes, and then if you take the day off after the first 30 minutes the market open, it might actually be the best thing for you just to avoid all the stress, depending on how much you like participating in markets, right? All right, guys, that's it for me. As always, if you guys have questions, you guys can email me at brian@tradealgo.com, BRIAN, at the name of the company, tradealgo.com. As always, have a wonderful and blessed weekend, or excuse me, week. Then we have Christmas, so whoever celebrates, Merry Christmas to you, Happy Holidays to everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Everyone take care.